You are now muted.
Okay, so now coming to this point,
You are now muted.
guys, are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see, but it's not moving. Are you moving or not?
Mm, let me check what happened. Why it is saying this one? Okay, now is it visible?
You are now unmuted.
Yes.
You are now muted.
Okay, fine. So you can see here, Kubernetes is a open source container orchestration for automating application development, scaling, and management. So
It's
this is the
again gone.
again stuff.
You are now unmuted.
Yeah, it's no gone.
You are now muted.
It's not shared.
Now,
Yeah.
okay. So if you see this diagram, let me. Okay, so by definition itself, Kubernetes is an open source container orchestration system for automating your application development and scaling and management. Means, so technically, if you want to manage your application at the higher level, so the Kubernetes would be the best options to do it. Node is represents single machine in a cluster. Pod, see, this is a very important concept. Pod, pod is a group of containers that are deployed together in the same host. It is the basic execution unit of Kubernetes application, or I would say like it is the atomic unit of your Kubernetes infrastructure. Means in one pod you can combine one or multiple Docker containers. After that, you have a deployment runs multiple replica of your application, automatically replace an instance that fails or become unresponsive. It provides a declarative update for your pod and replica set. Deployment is the, see, most of the time you may have to work with deployment, pod, deployment, and replica set. It's ensured that how many reports are running. It can be considered as a representation of the replication controller. It is a supervisor for long running. So if you compare this information with your diagram, you'd get all the information. You can easily compare what exactly it that means to us. Replication control service, it is the abstraction that define the logical set of ports and policy which is to access them. API server, etcd, control management schedule are the component. Master server, docker and Kubernetes services and all these are the component worker. So these are just for definition that you will have to understand what exactly this terminology means. In order to understand each and everything, you may have to go inside. Then only you will be able to understand it. So let's start from prerequisite. This part we have already done. Now, if you see it right now, so my connection lost. Okay, so let's, as of now you can see this is the master node. Let me connect my master node and not here. Can you see how do we understand like this is master node or not? So every time we may have to go to our machine and here we'll have to check it. Better I should rename this IP address to master so that it should be easily means it should be understandable like in which nodes we are at, in which EC2 instance we are working right now. So for that step is very simple. Go inside and simply run this one, host name CTL. Using this method, we will be able to replace that information using master. If I do so, it change, exit, and re-log in again, you would find now the name has changed to master. Is it clear, guys? How it works? Did you understand?
You are now unmuted. You are now muted.
So you can see I have set this one. The same way I may have to set for node 1, node 2 as well, so that it will be easy for us to understand in which nodes we are working right now. Oh, sorry. So guys, is that clear? So this is the master, this is the node 1, and this is the node 2 that I have already created. Now we may have to follow each and every. See here, I have already mentioned about this here. Get the docker gpk is with the following command in all nodes, means we have to run in each and all three machines. simply copy it and perform this stuff. And Docker registry means, so technically we are installing Docker in all computers, because uh, ultimately each and everything will be happening via Docker container only. So just run this command in all three computers. After that, we may have to add Kubernetes. So by the way, you guys might should ask, like, from where I said I took this code. So best way to understand is,
You are now unmuted.
yeah. So if you see here, this getting started stuff. So it has been taken from here. Getting started. Kubernetes auto certified feedback tutorials. See, there are a lot of stuffs that are available here. You will have to choose which one basic to start. So you can see Kubernetes basics. What is Kubernetes? Create a Kubernetes cluster, modules, like this is how it has been using Minikube to create a cluster, interactive tutorial, create a clusters. Means they have provided this stuff, each and everything on my one. So my point is, either you can go through here and explore this stuff, or you should, means if you see, if you want to understand from, so I have taken this all the references and all from their official website only, like the way it has been managed, start interactive tutorials and all. So these steps that has been written. So technically, like these steps are already available in the official website. I just simply copied it and put it into one location, so that it would be easy for you to create this kind of infrastructure, even though if you do not have the knowledge of like how it works, so I may have to run it in all three machines. So I'm going to configure Kubernetes in all three machines.
You are now muted.
Okay, once we add repository of your Kubernetes repository in all machine, we may have to update it as well. So updation would be very simple. Now, as Kubernetes is based on Docker container, so you may have to install Docker container as well. The installation of Docker container is very easy. You may have to simply follow this step, and it would install a workable and production ready infrastructure for you. So if you see here, what we have selected, we have specified the version, like Kubernetes version should be this one, Kubernetes version should need to be this one, and so means Kubernetes version need to be added, Kubernetes version need to be added. So all these three should be in the same. Okay, so what we are going to do here, So we are installing this stuff for this one in all machine. What is happening? Why it is happening? It was working earlier. So I think we have added this stuff. We added updated this part, but we didn't perform. Oh, GP error. Why it happened? Okay, so this time it worked. Perfect. So this one is done. Now what exactly we have done here? Okay, so this one is GP error. So let me do it once again. So guys, simply will have to install this all of this stuff in all three machines one by one. In my node 2 this step didn't work, but it worked in case of master 1 and node. So Bijendra, that means you might have missed that one step. If it not work, repeat that step.
You are now unmuted.
Now it fixed. Okay, perfect.
You are now muted.
So in my case, like node 1, master 1 and node 1, both case it has all works. Okay, fine. Let me do it for node case 2 as well. um, kubectl, their problem is kubectl. So I think let's run this one. Why, what happened? Why it is not taking? Okay, let me do this stuff once again. Just a minute. Okay, so this part is also done. Okay, so one of the biggest disadvantage with this Kubernetes infrastructure is that for every version there would be almost some kind of different concept. So let's say right now what we have selected Kubedium 1.15.7 with Docker this one. As of now, the current latest Docker version is I think 20. So 20 is not stable. So you may have to manipulate with your Docker different version. So here the workable version is like this one, 18.0 with this Docker series 18.0 for compatible with Kubernetes 1.15.70. I think so. So this thing you will have to keep in mind. So what exactly this command would do? If you think like should not update, so whenever you do some command like sudo apt get update and all, so in that case it should not upgrade your version by themselves. So in order to avoid that one, you may have to run this command. So this way what will happen, whatever the version you have installed, that version will be as it is. It will keep the same version. So if I write like this one, see here, Kubernetes set on hold. Okay, so what we have done, hold them at a current version means no upgrade should perform. Now add IP table rule system CTL exclude this product means see like why we are doing this one and all, even though I do not have any idea because I'm not the networking guy expert, but I have taken the reference from somewhere. Like in order to create this kind of infrastructure, you may have to follow some set of rules, especially for networking point. So here you may means in order to create the bridge and all, you may have to perform this line. Again, you may have to perform each and everything in the same output in all configuration. Now, see, this is just we are just enabling IP table. Perfect. So far what we have done, we have installed the required library in all these three machines. Now this command we would run in master branch only. That's why it is written like this one, on master. So we will be running this command only for master branch. So first we'll install this library. This library would help you to understand how your network flow works. So this is the master.
You are now
We'll run this
unmuted.
one.
You are now muted.
Hello.
You are now unmuted. You are now
Okay.
muted.
So if you see here, we need to find what is the CIDR range. In order to find CIDR range, we may have to have SIP command. So if you see here, SIP calculations, what we did using. So this is your host address. So in order to understand what is your CIDR for your host address, means if you want in order to find your CIDR, you may have to use this command, because in case of Docker Kubernetes infrastructure, it would work at as a network level, and you'll have to provide the network information here. So what exactly it is happening, using this SIP calculation, we are trying to find what would be the CIDR range here. Just to in order to find this value, we may have to use SIP command. SIP calcs. So now is that clear?
You are now
Okay.
unmuted.
So
You are now
first we'll
muted.
install this one. Now we run this one ipfconfig. So we got to know this is your IP address 172.31.65.103. Okay, so this is your your internal IP address of your system. In order to understand what will be the CID, so generally what should happen, first two line would be the CIDR range. 172.31.0.0 would be the CIDR range. But in order to get this value directly from the command line itself, you may have to run like this one. Now just run like this one. So this would give the idea what exactly your CIDR would be. Let's see if I run this one. You see your this information, CIDR host address, network address is your CIDR range. So this is the value that we may need it. Okay, so in order to get this value, we use this CID this command. Is that clear, guys, or not? So I have already calculated our what would be our CID range for our network. So we got this network from we got to know this one using this command. Now if it is working, now let's, so it is 172.30.0.0. Fine. So in your master computer, you may have to initialize your cluster. Just run it. What will happen? Your master cluster is being created. So master cluster include, this one, as per this diagram. So in the master cluster, it would calculate control container manager, scheduler, etcd, API server, Kubernetes. These are the things that will be installed during this phase. And this is the ID that you will have to save it, and you may have to use it later. So guys, just you may have to store this value somewhere. Okay, so now what happened, like we have already added we have already created our master node, worker node, but so far we have not created any connectivity between them. So in order to establish the connection between master node to worker node, worker node 2, and so that would be done via using this command. Okay, now coming to this one. So see, you can see the port is required for your 6443. So that need to be enabled in your system. Okay, so guys, this one is done. Now let's what already you have got? Showing some error. Can you see, can you just say the error? What type of error you have got? Uh, can you see the error? Have you selected T2 medium? Or you have selected T2 micro? Since you have selected T2 micro, that's why you are getting this kind of error. As in during starting, I have already clearly mentioned about the same. Like you need to have minimum 2 GB of CPU. See here, these are the minimum requirements, and you have selected 1 GB. That's why it was not working. Yeah, you can change it, but in order to do that, you may have to stop your EC2 instance first. Then you may have to change your instance type. Then you can restart it again. Okay, so what we have done here so far, we have added this stuff. Now I may have to perform this step in my master computer only. Only one master node is here. Okay, now what we have to do here, we may have to create a network. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll run it in my master computer. See, this one is created. Now if I run like this one, so I do not have anything installed yet. That's why it is showing this value. Now see here, token from the master cluster. Means token means the token what you have added here.
You are now unmuted.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I have
You are now
enabled board
muted.
in this one. That you may have to enable your security group. Otherwise, can you see? If you see here, this one has been created. In order to join your machine, you may have to connect this one. Okay. So now let's do from node 1, node 2. See here, this is the format that you will have to select. So I have got the information from here. So I'll copy each and everything from here. Simply write sudo. If I do so, see our node 1 has been already connected. Node 2. Okay. So uh, uh, oh, so we have missed sudo. Perfect. Now if I select this one, perfect. Can you see? I have master and I have the complete cluster with master and worker node. So guys, everybody understood? So far, what we
You
have
are
done,
now unmuted.
we have created a cluster with a combination of master and worker node. So as of now, if you see this diagram, we have already created this stack. Yeah, of course, like we may have to do some kind of practical stuff like actual application that we may have to deploy it so that it will be easy to understand, it will be easy to adapt. Mm, pod, see, as discussed earlier, like pod is a part of your worker node, like node 1, node 2, node 3. Master node is responsibility just to manage this stuff. That's it. Okay, so this is what the basic idea about how this cluster works. So next class onward, we will be discussing about how to add different use case. Means let's say Node.js application, some Java based application, and so how we'll be able to deploy it inside the cluster. This means, okay, so Ashok, this means you have not enabled port 644. Have you enabled port for 644, Ashok? No. See, do you have the security group, different security group, or only one security group? Yeah, yeah. So simply change it to one location. It would be simple. Means let's say in my case, I have default, and in the default, I have set this one. You can see I have enabled custom 6443. No, that was not a requirement for this port, but minimum requirement was to have your port 80, 6443, and 022. That's it. 8080 may not require at this stage. So guys, everybody have got this and like this one or not? I got this error where I performed the last command. Okay, no problem. So you can resolve that issues, and it would start working. What are the 3 ports we need? Okay, Bijendra, if you see the diagram, um, so we are following this kind of scenario. Means your master server should have this much access. Your worker should have this type of library that need to be present. Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because if you there would be a version changes, it may not work as this one. So better we should put the same version, and we should keep the hold. That's why if you see this one, we have clearly mentioned about the same. We need to install Docker C 18.0.6 version only. We need to install Kubernetes. Yeah, Kubernetes is equal to 1.15.7. Kubectl also this one. So this is very important. Like what version is compatible with what kind of a Docker container, that is very important. You have to understand. Means right now we have Docker 20 point something version, but still we are using this one. Reason behind it, like this version is more stable. Means Docker 18 are most stable version. Yeah, yeah, exactly. We'll have to change it, and we'll have to test it first, and then later we'll have to change it. So no, no. So means you may not get the exact document like this one, but it would be mostly hidden in trial method. Otherwise, you may have to read their official document one by one, and it may take a lot of time. Better just do some small method, and it would be done. Okay. Yeah.
You are
Okay.
now
So
muted.
so for now, let me hold this stuff, because I may have to perform this step again. So better I'll put it in the stop condition, and we'll be discussing like how we can in Java we can install Java based application, Node.js applications, and all indirectly into um, means this created infrastructure. We'll start it again, and we'll see like how we can add different kind of configuration one by one. Okay, guys, then see you in the next class, and then we'll discuss further more. And in the meantime, you guys can start exploring into it.
You are
Just
now
explore,
unmuted.
try to understand why I have performed this step and all. Anyway, I'll be explaining this stuff again, but uh, you guys should do it by yourself at least 2 to 3 times. Yeah.
You are now muted.